Thanks for joining me. I'm going to do another fundamental class. There'll be quite a few similar exercises because they're kind of building on the foundation exercises, and there'll be a few new ones, but everything's going to be level 1, maybe level 2, so quite basic. Not easy, just basic. Okay, so you're going to start sitting up. One of my favourite instructors always takes a moment at the beginning of class to set her intention. So she has you set your intention for the class. And with everything that's been going on in my life lately, well, probably with all of your lives lately, with the coronavirus and all the changes, I've been really stressed out. So my intention for this class is to breathe, to let go, and to center myself. So I'm just going to try and take a moment, this will probably be about 40 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, and just center myself and breathe in the positive and out the stress. So just sitting up, feet hip width apart, hands behind your thighs and elbows are out to the side, shoulders are down and relaxed. And just lengthening up through the crown of the head, through the back of the neck. Think of your breastbone floating up toward the roof, top of your head floating up toward the roof, creating length through the vertebra. You're going to take a breath in, and as you breathe out, draw your belly in, pelvic floor on, ribs draw in, and try and create more length through the spine. Breathing into the back of the lungs and the side of the ribs. And breathing out, deepen your abdominal contraction. Breathing in, try and maintain your abdominal contraction. And as you breathe out, draw up and in on the pelvic floor, belly in, ribs toward each other and toward the hips. So you're going to take a breath in. And this time as you breathe out, we're going to tilt the pelvis, tuck the tail between the thighs and around the pelvis and lower back. I move back a little bit. Technically you don't really want to move back a lot, but I don't mind if you do. And then you're going to breathe in and restack the vertebra. Nice and tall, bone by bone. Breathing out, you're going to draw your belly in, tip your pelvis into imprint, eyes looking towards your drawstring or your pubic bone, ribs pull back in space. This is the C-curve position. Elbows are out to the side. Shoulders are still drawing down the back, but you are in a rounded back position, breathing in. And as you breathe out, you're going to tip the pelvis, restack into neutral. And restack the spine up nice and tall, bone by bone. Breathe in again. And as you breathe out, draw your belly in, tuck the tail between the thighs, round your lower back. Pull your ribs back in space. Eyes looking to drawstring, find a C-curve position. Taking your arms out in front, breathing in. This time as you breathe out, you're going to use your abdominals to roll back. Maintaining your C-curve position, stopping when your shoulder blades tap the floor. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, you're going to draw your tummy in, draw your pelvic floor on, and peel the spine up. Trying to maintain your C-curve position. Coming back to the place where your shoulders are over your hips. Eyes are still looking at your drawstring, so you're still in your C-curve, breathing in. Breathing out. Peeling the spine, bone by bone. Again, trying to maintain your C-curve position. Try and keep the shoulders away from the ears, breathing in. Breathe out, tummy draws in. And we peel the spine up, bone by bone, maintaining C-curve. One more, breathing in. Breathing out, tummy in. Peeling away from the pubic bone. So belly away from pubic bone, ribs pull back in space. Tapping the shoulder blades. Breathing in. Breathe out. Reach through the armpits. Keep the eyes looking toward the thighs. Pull the tummy in to come back up. Sitting up nice and tall. I'm just going to move my feet forward a little bit. You're going to breathe in. You're going to rotate your rib cage toward me. When you rotate your rib cage, whichever way you're turning towards, the natural movement is for it to move the opposite direction. So what I want you to think about when you rotate toward me is just gently moving toward me a little bit so that your spine is still stacked on top of itself. You're going to breathe in this position, keep the rotation, and we're going to breathe out. Find that C curve as we roll down, bone by bone. Breathing in, still on rotation. Breathing out, tugging in. Peeling the spine out. Bone by bone, breathing in. Breathing out. Staying on rotation as you roll back. Keeping the spine in the center, breathing in. And breathing out. Engage through the abdominals to roll you up. Maintaining your C-curve position. Keep length through the back of the neck. Breathing in, last one. If you're feeling this in your thighs or in the front of the hips, you're probably overworking through the quads and the hip flexors. If you stay at the bottom range, like if you just come up to there, that's what I would recommend that you do. Otherwise, you're just overusing your hip flexors. Breath in, breathing out. To feel it up. If it's hurting your neck, then you need to maybe stay in the top of the range. Breathing in to come back to the center. Just hold under the thighs, just lift up into extension. Open up through the chest, just to give you a little bit of that stretch in the opposite direction. Coming back, and we're going to rotate away from me. Same idea as you rotate, you want to slightly move in that direction. Taking a breath in. Breathe out. Find the C-curve. Pubic bone under, ribs pull back in space. Rolling back until the shoulder blades tap the floor, breath in. And breathing out. Breathing in at the top, back of the lungs, side of the ribs, and as you breathe out, pelvic floor and tummy in. Keep reaching through the armpits. Keep the shoulders drawing down the back, breath in. Breathing out. Try and keep your knees parallel and still, feet parallel and still. Pelvis evenly weighted as best as you can, breath in. Breathing out. Last one. Staying on rotation, breathing in. And breathing out. Coming back to the center. Just going to move forward. We're going to do pelvic curls, sorry, but bring it. And rolling down. So just lying on the back. Finding your neutral pelvis now. So there is actually a video up on finding neutral if you want a refresher. But your neutral is your two hip bones and your pubic bone on the same plane. So you've got a little gap under your lower back and a little gap under your neck. So you're going to breathe in to prepare. Hands stand by your sides. You're going to be breathing into the back of the lungs and the side of the ribs. And as you breathe out, just drawing up on the pelvic floor. Tailbone zips up the back. Ribs draw toward each other and toward the hips. And just keeping your belly button drawing toward your spine. Breathe into the back of the lungs, side of the ribs. And as you breathe out, deepen your abdominal contraction. Like your skin in the skin of your torso is trying to move away from your clothes. Keep that abdominal belly button to spine, breathing in, back alongside the ribs. And breathe out. Deepen that contraction. Breathing in again. We're going to go into a single leg lift, so dissociation of the hip as you breathe out, engage through your abdominals, keep your pelvis in neutral and float the right leg into tabletop. Breathing in to lower it down. Breathe out to float the left leg up. The aim is to have no movement through the pelvis. As you change legs, use the out breath to do the movement. So inhale to lower, start the exhale to lift. One more each side, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Inhale to lower. As you exhale, actually let's change the breathing pattern now. So You're going to breathe in to float the right leg up. And as you breathe out, you're going to float the left leg to meet the right leg up. In tabletop, try and make sure that your pelvis doesn't rock towards your feet and you don't get an extra arch in your back. Breathing in to lower the right leg. Breathing out to the lower the left. So we're going to start on the left now. Breathe in to lift the left. Breathe out, engage the abdominals. And float the right leg up into tabletop. Breathe in to lower the left. Breathe out to lower the right. One more time, breathe in to lift the right leg up. Breathe out to engage. Lift the left. Breathe in to lower the right. Breathe out to lower the left. Starting from the left, we're going to keep them up this time. Breathe in to lift the left leg up. Breathe out. Engage your abdominals, keep neutral as you lift. Now we're going to switch. So we're going to breathe in to lower the right leg, and as we breathe out, we're going to lift the right leg and lower the left. So it's like a percussive breath. Each time you switch, you breathe out. The breath always comes first. One more each leg. Holding your position, you're going to lower the left foot down to the floor. Bringing the feet closer to the bottom, taking a breath in. We're going to go into our pelvic curl. As you breathe out, you're going to tip the pelvis toward you, tuck the tail. Peel the spine up off the mat, bone by bone, until the knees, hips and shoulders are in line. You want to make sure, that your ribs are lower than your hips, which are lower than your pubic bone. Knees reaching over the toes, taking a breath in at the top. Shoulders are open, breathing out to drop down through the throat, the sternum, the ribs, the belly button, the waist, and the pelvis. Breathing in. Breathe out to engage. Use your abdominals, use your pelvic floor to peel the spine up off the mat, bone by bone. Breathing in at the top. And breathing out to peel down. Breathe in. Breathe out to peel the spine up. Oh, sorry. He either makes it fun or he makes it not fun. This is Romeo. And there's no point in trying to get rid of him. Breathe out as you peel the spine down, bone by bone. Allowing the pelvis to settle in neutral. You're going to interlace the fingers, place the hands behind the head, thumbs drawing down the back of the neck, elbows forward, armpits toward the roof. You're going to take a breath in to prepare, going into your chest lift. As you breathe out, you're going to curl forward and lift the head and chest. Breathe into lower. Breathe out to lift. Use your lower abdominals to stabilize your pelvis. Use the rib cage to lift the head and neck. So use the activation of the upper abdominals to lift the head and neck. You should try and keep your head really heavy in your hands so that you're supporting it, not using your neck, breathing in as you lower, to lift itself up. Breathing out. Armpits kind of further toward the roof than the throat, breathing in. Shoulders are always drawing down the back. Last one, breathing out. Holding it here, taking the breath in. And as you breathe out, you're going to take your right rib toward your left knee, rotating to the left. Breathing in to come back to the center, staying lifted through the chest. Breathe out to rotate the left rib toward right knee, right shoulder off the mat. Breathing in to come back to the center, staying lifted. Breathe out. Use your abdominals to do the movement, breathing in. So you want to think of your rib cage as wringing out your spine, like a washer. Breathe in. Breathe out. Rotate. Breathe in, center, staying lifted through the chest. Breathe out to twist. Breathe in center. So both sides working in both directions. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last one. Breathing center. And breathe out, lower down. Hands down by your sides now. We're going to do a set of hundreds. You can do this with your feet flat, with your legs in tabletop, or with your legs in tabletop. If you start to feel it in your neck, put one hand behind your head and keep pumping the other arm. Otherwise, put your head down and bring your legs into tabletop if they're not already. If they are already in tabletop, extend them up in the air to work your abdominals harder. Arms reaching down by your sides. Fingertips towards your toes. Taking a breath in to prepare. And we breathe out. Curl forward, lift the head and chest. Float the right leg into tabletop. Float the left leg up. And we're going to bring it into pump. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out. And in. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in. And out. Breathe in for 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. Keep breathing. So you're breathing in a nice long slow breath and breathing out. Strong pumps of the arms. The pumping comes from the triceps, so from the upper arm. And you want to try and keep your arm nice and straight. Breathing in 7. And out. Breathing in 8. And out, 2, 3, 4, 8, inhale for 9. And out. Breathing in 10. And out, 2, 3, 4, 10. Lower down the head and chest. Lower the feet down, one at a time. You're going to roll onto your right hand side for me now. We're going to do a set of clams, but like, it's a variation of the clam, so it's a little bit different to the one that we did in the last video. And then we're going to move on to 4-point kneeling exercises and then do the other side. So we're not going to do the other side straight away. So you're lying on your side, on your right hand side. You have a 90-degree angle at your hip and your knee, so your knees are directly in line with your hips. You want your underneath waist lifted, and that then lengthens your top waist, lengthens your top sit bone. Top hand is on the mat for balance. Top shoulder away from the ear, ribs drawing in toward the spine. Lifting the top leg up. I want it slightly internally rotated. That means the knee slightly faces down. I also want you to think of reaching your knee toward me, like you're trying to stretch your thigh forwards. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, you're going to lift the leg up, trying to keep that forward stretch, trying to work the muscles of the outside of the leg. So if you imagine that your leg was cut in half, down the center of the thigh, the inside of the leg is relaxed, the outside of the leg is doing the work. Use your abdominals on your out breath to support your pelvis in neutral. The ball is moving, the socket's staying still. Last one, breathe out. You're going to draw circles, maintaining that internal rotation. So breathing in and breathing out as you lift up and over. Ribs draw toward the spine. Keep that internal rotation of the hips. So really use the outside thigh muscles. Keep reaching the femur or the thigh bone toward me. One more. And then other direction. Exhale down, up and over. Breathing in your own time really, but I like to breathe out on the hard part, which is, for me, the lifting up. 3, 2, last one. Rest. Pull it out. Well done. So we're going to come up onto our hands and knees now. You want to make sure that your hands are directly under your shoulders, knees directly underneath your hips. And in this position, you want to try not to drop your ribs into your shoulders or overly arch your back. So you still want to maintain the natural curves of the spine, but you want to do so supporting with your core. So what I think about is trying to keep my ribs above my shoulders, even though that's conceptual, and trying to keep my pelvis above my hips, but without rounding my back. So if I imagine that each of my vertebrae is strung up to the roof by a rope, it stays above the rest of my body. Shoulders are nice and open. And I'm going to take a breath in, and as I breathe out, I'm just going to draw up and in on my pelvic floor, zip up my tailbone at the back, and draw my ribs in toward each other. I'm going to try and maintain that contraction as I breathe into the back alongside the ribs. And breathe out, deepen the abdominal contraction. So we're going to start with a single arm reach. I'm going to go into extension rather than reaching forward. So I'm going to breathe in, prepare. And then as I breathe out, I'm just going to take my arm closest to you, backwards. Breathing in to place it down. Breathe out, other arm. Breathing in. 2 more each side. Breathing out. The idea is that the whole body stays really stable, and you're really using your abdominals to support you so that there's not really any movement through the body as you change arms. Last one, each side. Now we're going to do opposite arm and opposite leg. I might just move forward a little bit. So my arm is still going to go backwards, and I'm going to drag my opposite leg along the floor as I breathe out and just lift it. You don't want to lift it too high. You don't want to use your back to lift your leg. You want to use your leg to lift your leg. Breathing in to lower down. There shouldn't be any movement. Breathe out, opposite sides. Left leg, right arm. Breathing in to replace. Breathing out. Shoulders are nice and open. Breathing in. Ribs stay lifted. Breathing out. Nice and long through the limbs. Long through the spine. 1 more each side. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing. Now I'm going to tuck the toes under. Go straight into a quadruped plank. Taking a breath in to prepare, keeping the ribs lifted. We're going to breathe out. Float the knees off the mat, holding for 6 breaths. Breathing in. And out. Breathing in. And out. Breathing in. Two more breaths. Last one, breathing. Lower the knees, well done. Coming down onto the other side, facing me onto your left side, right side up. Bottom arms extended. 90-degree angle at the hip and the knee. Underneath waist is lifted. And you're going to keep that top leg internally rotated, keep the ribs drawing in toward the spine, keep length through the back of the neck, and then length through the top waist. Top hand on the mat for balance. You're going to lift the top leg up, keep that knee internally rotated, and you're going to breathe out to lift. Breathe in lower. I go just above hip height. Trying to feel like I'm stretching. Just going to move away a little bit. If you feel like your bottom hip is doing too much work, roll back a little bit. Then you should be able to get into that top glute a little bit more. Breathe out to lift, breathe in low. Breathe out, lift, breathe in. Last one. And then circles, breathing in up, breathe out, over and down. Remember that you want to try and keep your pelvis really still. So as the leg is moving, The pelvis shouldn't be going with it, so you shouldn't be rocking and rolling forward and back or tucking and arching. One more in the other direction. Breathing and breathing out. Keeping the shoulder away from the ear. Breathe out as you go down, up and over. You should feel this in a diffuse area of the top glute. You should not feel it in one local spot. It should be like a thick band of an area, which I'll show you when I'm finished. One more. And rest. So if I just roll it, there is where we want to feel it. So the bony bit of my hip is here. It's like a big thick band that goes across to my butt crack. That area, and it should be quite, like you shouldn't be able to pinpoint the spot. It should just be an area. If you can pinpoint the spot, your position is incorrect. You need to change your position. Okay, so now we're going to go onto our tummy. I'm going to have to keep you off, right? So onto our tummies. Which way do I have to turn my head? First things first, I'm going to have a quad stretch. So I'm just going to bend my knee, bring my foot towards my bottom. In this position, I'm going to hold onto my ankle. It doesn't matter which one, I'm going to do both. You're going to press the front of the hip into the floor. Keep your head resting on your opposite hand. Breathing in and out. With each out breath, try and get a deeper stretch. One more. And then other side. You want to really press that hip into the floor and draw your foot towards your bottom. If it's hurting the knee joint too much, or if it's hurting the knee joint, not the muscle, you shouldn't have such a bend in the knee, so you need to change the stretch to either standing or kneeling lunge. One more breath. Rest. Placing one hand on top of the other, forehead on the hands. We're going to start with a diamond press. What I want you to think about in this position is your shoulder blades drawing down your back toward your back pockets and your elbows pressing into the floor from the outside of the elbow. So it'd be like if I was trying to hold on to if you're trying to hold on to the floor with the outsides of your elbows and then drag the floor backwards and drag yourself forwards, but keeping your elbows away from each other. So you still have a stretch out to the sides. So your shoulder blades still stay apart. You're not squeezing your shoulder blades together. I want you to imagine that I want your legs to be active. So for me, I just imagine that there's something, that my legs are stuck to the floor, or there's something heavy on the back of my legs, and I'm trying to lift them up, but I can't. So then they're active. Should feel heavier than on your pubic bone. Belly button in, breath in to prepare, and then breathe out. And then as you breathe in, keep the shoulders drawing down the back, the elbows pulling back towards your sides, and you're going to lengthen your nose and your breastbone forwards. keeping width across your shoulders. Breathe out as you lower down. I want you to think more about length, less about height here. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in to lift. So you're keeping your hands on the floor now. You're really like a turtle coming out of its shell. Stretching the front legs. You're just trying to pull yourself forward so it's more length, less height. Obviously, as you can see, I'm not getting a lot of height, and that's okay. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. So the next one we do, you're going to inhale to lift, keeping the shoulder blades strong, down the back, elbows wide. And as you exhale, I just want you to lift your hands up to your head, keeping your shoulders away from your ears, and then lower your whole head, chest and arms. Drawing your shoulder blades down your back, keeping your elbows wide and open. Inhale to lift. Exhale, just lifting the hands up toward the head. You want to be able to do that without your shoulder blades lifting up, without your shoulders lifting up, and then lower down. This time you're going to lift your elbows as well. So drawing the shoulders down the back, inhale to lift. I want you to keep the shoulders away from the ears as you lift your elbows as well. Working through the muscles of the mid back. Breathing in to lift the head and chest. Keeping the shoulder blades away from the ears. Exhale to lift the elbows and the hands. Inhale to lower down. Exhale to prepare. Inhale to lift. Exhale, keep the shoulders away from the ears, lift the elbows and the hands up. Working through the middle of the back. Inhale to lower. Exhale to prepare. Last one. Inhale to lift. Keep the space away from the keep the space between the shoulders and the ears. So where there's like a triangle that your elbow is creating of space, you want to maintain it. So keeping this lift, keeping the space, you're going to lift, elbows and hands, and then lower down. Pushing up into your hands, sit back on your heels. In your rest position, child's pose, shell stretch, whatever you want to call it. Try not to let your neck drop between your shoulders. Try and keep your shoulder blades away from each other. In jargon, technical jargon, that's called protraction, keeping the shoulder blades wide. Well done. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy.